Any views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the journalists and guests are solely that of the journalists and guests and do not reflect the views, opinion, policies, or positions of Positive Lifestyle Management, LLC. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode of PLM News. I'm your brother Fiji, and today, I told y'all a few episodes ago that we was gonna have one of the originals, and today we got one of the originals. This is a monumental day, and we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. But before I begin, I want to thank all the men and women that support Positive Lifestyle Management and PLM News Network. All the subscribers, all the supporters, all of those who are learning from us, all of those who I reach out and send your comments in and your shares, the videos and everything. Man, we truly, truly, truly appreciate you all. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this program. First person I would like to introduce y'all to is our brother D-Mac.
What's up now? How everybody doing?
The brother Blaylen,
Peace and love to all.
and last but not least, the star of the show himself, Mr. John E. Murray Jr. All right, all right. How you
All right,
brothers
now,
doing?
good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing, my brother?
It took me quite a while to do this. I've done maybe a couple of others, one in LA and one in Nashville, but I had kind of shied away from social media, man.
Now, this is what I want to ask you first before we even get into it, bro. Out of all the major media platforms out there, man, that's requesting you to come on and tell your life story, man. Why did you pick this little small platform, man? PLM, man, Positive Lifestyle Management, man.
Because
Out of all the
you my
platforms.
son, man.
Okay, fine. Now let me
Y'all my
tell y'all.
sons.
this is Mr. John E. Murray Jr. Everybody know him, man, as Lil John, man. Lil John is one of the original board members, man, of growth and development, man. This is one of the original. He was there when everything started. Everything. So let's get into it, but let's start out, man. Where you from, Lil John?
From 58th Street, man.
58th Street, where?
From Calumet, man, to State.
What city is
But the
this in?
strip was really from Prairie to Michigan. Then you go on State. We had a couple of other bars and stuff, But at that particular time, 58th Street was a thriving African American community. It was so much money around, man. It's unbelievable, man.
And so what city is this?
Unbelievable. Chicago, Illinois, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, so let's
See,
get
actually, I'm a Washington Park boy. I
Washington
grew up in
Park.
Washington Park. That's right there.
Okay. And so
I
how
played
was it
everything
coming
in
up?
Washington Park. Track and field, football, softball, of course, basketball. You name it, I've
So
done it.
so how was it coming up, man, during your time, man, that's coming up as a youth, man, in the 60s? How was it?
Man, it was awesome, man. There were actually things that you could do, man. You know, man, we had horses in Washington Park, you know, fishing. We had all kind of little clubs, you know. If you want, you know, you stayed active. They kept a man child active, man, boxing, all the whole thing. And of course, man, it was the street life, the Mecca, man. You know, you could see live jazz right there in one of those theaters, in one of those bars.
So
Mama D's.
coming up in your household, man, as a youngster, man, uh, was both parents in the home?
Of course they were. I have my mother and my father. I have four sisters, two older, two younger. I'm the only man child. So a
Okay.
lot was expected of me in terms of providing and protecting. I just took it a little bit too much.
Okay. So, all right. So let me ask this:
But my people,
when
I come from a bourgeois
the
family,
bou-
man.
a
All my
bourgeois
sisters,
family,
all of them are affluent. They have money, big houses, 3 acres and pond, all the whole nine line. You know, they find my life appalling, but yet exciting.
right? Okay. So now here's the question. Now this is what the networkers want to know. When you got out in the streets, how was it when you got out there? How did you get involved with street life? If you come from a
I
bourgeois
had an
family,
auntie, man. They call her the Queen, Queen Helen, man. She sold heroin. You know,
uh
had
huh,
she had about 3 or 4 barbecue joints, South Side and West Side, and we gambled, man. We gambled every day, man.
so
Gambled.
when did you meet Mr. Hoover?
I met Larry right before I came to jail the first time that I stayed. You know, at the Sunset Ballroom. I was up there, you know, doing what
So
we do, dance, stepping, you know,
right,
and man, the Sunset had it going down, man. On everybody had a night,
right,
G and guys and girls, all of them had a night. It was the Sunset Ballroom night. I think it was a Sunday night. So I was up there, unbeknownst to me, hustling, and on the
right.
girls, on the women, and doing what we do. And man, like I had been up there maybe about 40 minutes. I think I was with can't think of the chick's name. And man, it was so many gangsters came up in there. Gangsters, Larry Hoover. Man, I'm talking about at least 1,000.
1,000 of them.
At least 1,000, man.
And so at this particular time, you wasn't part of no street organization or doing none of that.
Yeah, I was in the Outlaw Disciples.
You was an
Original Outlaw, 58th Street.
outlaw disciple. So
Bucket
that
of blood.
okay. So that fell up under uh
Disciples.
disciples, David then.
Yeah.
So
I used to
when
go to the center all the time, box all of that, man, wrestle all of that.
right. So when the conversion came in 69, you was part of that. When
Of
that
course,
when your
man. Let me
merger.
tell you a story about that. I
Okay.
was out. I was out there on 63rd, maybe Normal. No, it was a little further down, and where the center was, and we all knew what was occurring, so everybody wanted to get a grasp of it. I'll never forget this. It was alcoholics. They were consuming alcoholic beverages. We in our days we might call them wine heads.
Right.
They was sitting out there. That they do every day and drink. It was a lady and it was an old dude. So it was a stream of cars, and when Larry and David got out the limousine, yeah, y'all seen the pictures. That was the day.
Yep.
Um, The dude said, man, what's going on, man? Where all these young niggas coming from? She say, she say, shut up, fool. Look at them black Negro gangsters.
Right.
She said, look at them young black Negro gangsters. Man, that sat with me to this day, man.
So now here's been the question, bro. And a lot of people have been saying this here, but now we finna get it straight from the horse's mouth from somebody who was there. That Larry, it's a couple questions. That Larry was a stone.
I don't know nothing about that, man. I know Larry Hoover for Larry Hoover, man. You know, it's just a lot of things, man, that a person was, man. But I had no idea. I know that, you know, one of my very best friends that died, Melvin Haywood, his cousins was stoned.
That's Fatty, right?
Yeah. Okay. His cousins was stoned, his first cousins. And they, you know, at that particular time, man, everybody had something, man, you know?
Yeah.
Keys and, you know, money and, you know what I'm saying? So we would all deal with each other, man, regardless of your affiliations.
Right.
Or your neighborhood, man. It was some people, man. I've never been one of those people, man. I go anywhere in this country, this world, in Chicago that I want to go. I have had numerous people tell me, man, you can't go here. You ain't such a such a such a. You know? I said, come and see. I'm G. You know, I'm going wherever I go because I know how to deal with people, man.
Right. So now,
and so, man, and then you know, at the end of the matter, man, I was talking to Bladen, man. It's a tribal issue. It's not a gang issue or organization issue. It's a tribal issue. If you go to Chicago now and go on the avenue,
right.
You go anywhere in Chicago right now, a building, wherever it is, it ain't gonna be just GDs that you messing with, man. When you in that trap house, everybody there. I have been places where they say, man, don't mess with dude. He all right, you know? And it's man, I hate dude, you know? So you have to, you know, we as black men, man, we can absorb our situations, man. Because, you know, basically all you're going to say is, man, I seen this before. Or we got to get up. Come on, baby. You know?
Right.
We don't run to the gunfire. We run away from the gunfire. I don't want to see. You know, but now you go on the block and it start fighting. Who's shooting? Who's shooting at? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So when you wind up now, for all the watchers and the people that's watching, Mr. Murray and Mr. Sterling, Willie Sterling, which is Panama, they are rappies or
co-defendants.
Yes. And so
unfortunately,
they called a case together. Yes, unfortunately, y'all
and I was innocent, man. One of the only things that I didn't do, man, that double murder, man. I had just come out to county jail for, what was it? 70 days beating a murder. And I had beat a couple of other cases, murders. And so that state's attorney and them police, man, those two police, they did now. Man, they lied on me. But they told me all I had to do was tell on Willie Sterling. Not in my DNA, man.
Right.
That's right.
But I end up doing a lot of time, man, and the growth and development, man, was up and down, man. Up and down, man. We were in some horrendous situations. Up until 95, man, it was all love. Then when they took back the jails, man.
So what was the reason? Now, we know that the new concept came about in 1981, right? Why was there a reason or a need for a new concept?
Man, it's always about growth and development. Don't ever get that twisted, man. It's
Right.
always about growth development. If you're not changing, you're not growing. How we going to adhere to some 69 literature or 75 literature and it's 80? It's a whole new world. Computers was just getting good. I remember I was taking computers from Lewis University and social science. Man, we had this teacher called Flash, young white guy, hippie type guy. Man, guy was sharper than sharp, very sharp. Man, he taught me a lot of things. But I remember, man, the computer language was COBOL, Fortran. All that's obsolete now.
Right.
But we were going into the computer stage. The computers was big and huge, like the TVs.
Right.
You know, now it's all well defined. So not only was the organization growing and developing, we as young men were, man.
Okay, so now take us back to when things started. How y'all came about this? Cause I remember you telling me that Fatty Melvin Haywood Head came into the cell and said, "Hey, you a board member." And how did this go, man? So take us back to that, man. Take the people's back.
No, man, I came to my cell. I said, man, let me get that bankroll. I need some money to do something such and such. I was finna send some money out, right? My son was going to Hales Francisco at the time. And so I had to pay the bills, man. I had all kind of bills. He said, I gave the money to Larry. He can work a bankroll better than us. Oh, you're a board member too. I said, that's fine and well, but I need that bankroll. But you know what, man? That man did amazing thing. You know, he did a lot with a little, man. We went from 100 heirs to 1,000 heirs to 100,000 heirs to millionaires, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, but most people don't understand this here. They get a credit to Raheem and others, but most people don't give the credit to you that you was one of the major peoples who was writing the literature for the new concept.
It's not so much I was writing it, Fifi. I had the mindset. Me and Larry used to discuss that. He said, take down this here. Like when we started getting the streets together, man, I'll never forget it. I was on MSU. The farm in Stateville. I was coming in.
Right.
That didn't last long. But
Yeah, I know. That's when I met you. That's when I met you.
and I came in to the gym, play ball, see Larry, of course. And he said, man, we gotta set up some names for the street. He said, what's his name? He was in Time Magazine for being a gang member, man. I'm old, y'all. Y'all got to remember that.
Right.
And I've done so many things. Anyway, he came to the gym and he said, man, what kind of name? He came up with Regent, Governor, UC, the whole 9 yards, man.
Right.
But we discussed it and thought it out. And of course, I wrote it down, man, and put it together.
So you was like one of his trusted advisors.
I was, you know what, man? The Bible says, I love the word. David, they was talking about David and Solomon and all that they had and their houses and their riches and all the land and the people they ruled. And they was talking about David's son was over this and the other son was over this. He had a lot of sons. He had 300 wives and 700 concubines. And then and he was appointed the governor and he was such and such and he was over this and it went on and on and on. I implore you to read it for yourself, man. It'll show you about organization, man.
Yes.
And then it said, and Josiah was the king's friend. Woo what a word. What a word, man. Ain't nowhere else it's listed, man, in that whole Bible, man,
Right.
about when you get into command, an organization, man, and corporations and just a people, a nation, man. All of the things they named, man, but they took special interest and they said, and Josiah was the king's friend. Of course, he was a part of the nation, and he was all of this, but he was the king's friend. Do you know what kind of power you have, man?
Mm-hmm.
So you could
So,
say that you.
okay. You and D-Mac friends, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You and D-Mac discuss pretty much everything in the Ville together, right? Y'all put
Yes.
together y'all plans. Y'all gonna do this. Y'all gonna do this. Y'all gonna trick somebody out of bankroll. But
Right.
now you guys were very industrious young men, man. Y'all started businesses there and everything, man.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you,
know.
brother. So,
And
but see,
so the point that I'm making was, man, yeah, I was this and that, and all those labels and all of that, man. But I was honored at that particular season in my life to be what?
his friend.
The chief's friend, man.
Right.
Y'all was there, man. He wouldn't even go nowhere. Go get John.
Go get
Yeah.
John.
And who was walking down the hallway and going to the warden's office, going here, going to the visiting room, all of that with them. It was just me and him, man.
Yeah.
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 Mm. Yeah, Lil John, I want to say something, man, because I ain't said nothing, man. I want everybody to know that this D-Mac talking, that Lil John is my mentor. I've been knowing Lil John since I was a kid, going up to see him, talking to him and everything. You know, it's only a few people that have taught me and taught me what really that growth and development supposed to be about, and not taking my identity or trying to get me to be something that I wasn't. Hey, you still a gangster or whatever, but we going in this direction. We want your mindset to be what it is, you know what I'm saying? And I had to give it to Lil John for that because just knowing what the organization was about, I credit that to Lil John, Fatty, Gov. They was like my mentors when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? So, and this as a teenager, when I was just trying to be a part of it. And they had taught me a lot of stuff, a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? In and out. And I just like to me personally, I have to give you your flowers, man, for real.
Hey, man, it
People
was all
say,
fun, wasn't it?
yeah, it was
Did we
good.
have
It was
fun?
good. Yes, we had
Yeah.
fun, man. We definitely had fun.
Did we have fun, man?
Yes, we had fun. We definitely had
But we
fun,
we
man.
also was diligent about our business, man.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
we had
Yeah.
meetings every day in the library, man, the heartbeat of the
yeah,
joint,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
you
Mhm.
know?
Yes.
Yeah. Then
Layden?
you taught us how to be men. Period. Sometimes you don't do that. It's like a dictatorship, especially when you a part of something, and you wasn't a dictator to us. You was one of
I
us.
was one of the guys
You was one of
pimping.
us.
You
Yeah,
one
you
of
was
us.
one
The
of us,
G
man. For
ski.
real. That's the G ski. You know what I'm saying? But
I
you
come in
told,
from
you
work,
told,
man. I said, man, where the drink
yeah,
at?
right. But you taught us the real way. About what it was when people was trying to, take
And you
stuff
know
out
what
of
I think,
context.
hey, D-Mac, what I
Yeah,
want to say is I try to be an example of how you conduct yourself, man, as a
yeah,
man
yeah.
in prison
Right.
and the things that you could achieve, man. You know what? I was writing my autobiography, all of that, and I do notes and all of that kind of stuff from the time I entered the penitentiary, man. Of course, they done took it and ripped it up and burned it. They take everything that means something to you. But the point that I'm making is this, man. If I tell people the things that we did, the things that we accomplished, the failures, the successes, and just overall persecution, beatings, you know, TAMs, super maximum security institution. These were cruel and unusual, man. And before TAMs, man, I've been in a cell in Seg and Stateville, didn't have no furniture, just had all concrete and a hole that you piss and you know, that you take care of your functions in, man. They could only keep you in there for 72 hours, then they let you out. For the day, you go to the dining room, such and such and such, and then you report back, you do another 72. It depends on, you know, who you were and what you were there for, or what you had done that they didn't please them. I tried always not to please them.
And that's how.
But you know what? It's something amazing about a guard mentality. You know, because I conduct myself professionally. I didn't do all that cursing and profanity and other things like that. I can, I will, I do. But I always addressed it in a professional manner. You know, y'all seen me talk to guards and police and the warden and all them people. And so I was coming back from a visit or somewhere. So I'm chained up, head and feet. You don't see nobody in towns, period. And we walking, and they say, to two guards, they say, somebody had just cussed them out and threw shit on them or whatever. Hillbillies, pardon my language. Poor white trash. But anyway, and they say, Murray, you not like those other guys. You know, you just do what you have to do, man. You don't cuss us out, man. You know, we come to you, man, and such and such, and we do this. I said, don't get it twisted. I don't like y'all either. I said, but I'm in a situation. And I say, and see where you getting it messed up, I'm exactly like them.
So
you know, I wanted to further and tell them, well, you're gonna have a lot more on you than feces. You heard me?
Yes.
Right.
But it's gonna be done when it's proper time, man. Patience is a virtue, man.
Like, share this video, comment and subscribe to the PLM News Network channel. Our sole responsibilities and purposes are to educate and stand on truth and facts. PLM News Network thanks each of you for your unwavering loyalty and support. Our struggle continues.